This question has been lingering at the back of people's minds for the better part of 2 years. Should I talk about COVID-19 at work? And I'm going to say unequivocally and specifically, absolutely, you should be talking about COVID-19 at work. See, the challenge that we have right now around the coronavirus and a lot of other health issues is that most of us don't know what we need to know about the challenges that we face. And instead, people are relying on social media and internet rumor mills and people who have no understanding about this disease, the virus, how it impacts the body. They're the ones doing the most talking. As a matter of fact, I was watching a podcast one day and there was a quote unquote doctor who was there talking about how COVID-19 impacts the body and what it might mean and what vaccines should work and what remedies should work and all kinds of other things. And then I happened to look up this person's credentials and they have a PhD, and not even a PhD in public health or a PhD in any kind of health related field. They have a PhD in art design, but yet because they are a doctor, they now feel empowered to be on a podcast talking about health related matters. And what this is doing for us in our country is causing great division because you have people who have no scientific knowledge about anything panning themselves off as experts. And the vast majority of the public is getting their information from social media, from sources that are not credible, not verifiable, that are not researched, that have no academic foundation. Yet you, a leader who works in healthcare, is not doing anything to educate people about healthcare because you're afraid because it's so controversial. Well, let me put it to you this way. What's more controversial? You not talking about COVID-19 or the fact that your nurses are quitting every single day because of the numbers of people who continue to come into the hospital because of how they get treated at work. I think it's more controversial that people are leaving the profession at an epidemic rate. I mean, 500,000 nurses will leave the bedside in the year 2022. That is catastrophic, more catastrophic than you being afraid to talk about COVID-19 at work. So I want to give you a pep talk, a framework, and some ideas of how you can talk about COVID-19 at work. The other reason why I'm going to give this to you, because you have people who work for you who are also spreading misinformation about COVID-19. And in the absence of your leadership, they are asserting their own leadership, which may not be best for you and the organization. So here's what I need you to do. Number one, I need you to remember that you are a healthcare leader. You need to remember that healthcare needs leaders and they need you to lead. And a leader doesn't shy away from talking about tough topics or difficult circumstances or issues that matter to the team. And so when I say talk about it, I'm not just talking about forwarding a weekly email from somebody else in your organization. I'm talking about you hosting town halls, having staff meetings, having Zoom meetings or Teams meetings or whatever platform you all are using right now to have a conversation with your team about healthcare, about the side effects of what is happening to people who are getting the coronavirus. What is it doing? You have that obligation and responsibility as a leader and to talk from a factual standpoint. So do some research, read up on it. And when I say read up on it, do not listen to TikTok or Instagram scholars. There is no such thing. As a matter of fact, I would stay off of YouTube getting information about this. This is going to require you to pick up a journal article, to actually do some real research, sit down and listen to some epidemiologists and some infectious disease physicians and hear what they have to say. And then more specifically, listen to them on what they say you should be communicating to people. That's your responsibility as a leader. is to communicate the facts, not the innuendo, not your opinion, not anything, but give people factual information and routinely and regularly give them factual information. Because guess what? Like any virus, it changes and mutates. COVID-19 is changing and mutating. So what might have been relevant and comfortable for you to say yesterday may not be the case today, and it may not be the case tomorrow. So that's why it's so important for you to talk about what people can do to prevent COVID-19 and what people should be doing to prevent it, and to make sure that people are not spreading misinformation about the COVID-19. That's your right, responsibility, and role as a leader. And the last point that I want to make for you about this whole circumstance and this whole pandemic and what you need to be doing as a leader, you should be talking to people about what you need them to do to take care of the patients that you all signed up and committed to serving. If you want to save lives and take care of patients, then you need to tell your team what they need to do to help you to save lives, to take care of patients. That means they need to take care of themselves first. So tell your team they need to take care of themselves first. Protect their own health, protect their family's health, protect themselves with the equipment that they need. And if they're sick, don't come to work. You cannot be afraid to talk about COVID-19. It sounds political, it sounds controversial, but it's not. This is all science. This is all biology. This is all healthcare. This is all medicine. This is all of the things that you know and have expertise around because of the career path you chose. If you have the education, training, and experience, you should be talking about it. And the people that don't should not be talking about it. And that's the biggest problem, is there's so many people who don't have the credibility, expertise, professional background, training and education, degrees, or even know anybody. They're spending their time talking about COVID-19. And they think they can talk about it because they slept at a Holiday Inn Express last night. They have no expertise, but you do. It's now time for you to step up as a leader. So I'm telling you to share this message with every other healthcare leader that you know, every doctor, every nurse, every physician executive, every PA, every nursing leader that you know needs to understand that you have the expertise and should be talking about it. And leaders need to lead. That's your job. So thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day.